What's up? What's up? It's your boy Sean P back again with another edition of Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews. So tonight I'm joined by my esteemed guest, as usual, King of the North from Torture Talk and Torture Chamber, Reese. Funeral Man, what's good?
What's going on, man?
And as you are the resident expert on Drake, we had to have a talk tonight, man. Did this Iceman album really do what it was supposed to do? You know what I mean? Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna talk tonight. We're gonna talk about the Iceman era. You know,
yeah,
so let's set the table here, right? We were told by a certain fan base, we were told by certain pundits, DJ Academics, Maul, if you want to say Aiden Ross. I mean, Drake's promotion team that's out there in hip hop media and online media, that this was supposed to be the Iceman era. This was supposed to be the time that Drake was going to put fun music back, bring back Save the Clubs, uh,
save our clubs.
Save our clubs, bring back hip hop to the top of the charts, right? Now, we reviewed Iceman when it came out, and I think we reviewed it around the first night or so. And after the first month, they had a lot of buzz. He dropped 3 albums. I think 48 songs, and out of all of them, all 48 made it on the Billboard Hot 100. I mean, some astronomical like record or whatever. But I think the key was, if it's really going to be the Iceman era, we got to see the longevity of this thing. I remember that night we said, well, is this album really going to have the steam that his previous albums had, or an album like the GNX had last year? You know what I mean? Is this really going to be the Iceman era, or is this album going to fall off? So we're gonna bring up some stats about this, and we're gonna take a look at this, and we're actually gonna do a comparison of this year, of last year, and we're gonna go little ways back to take a look at Drake and his past performance. So we're really gonna look at this thing really in chronological order tonight to see, really, is this the Iceman era? But I just want to get your initial thoughts right now, man.
Um, I'll be honest with you. I kind of knew that the Iceman era wasn't going to happen way before this because I heard a lot of the songs that was out. Now, only two of the songs that didn't make it that I heard, but most of the songs I heard, and I said, this ain't really going to move the needle. This ain't going
Yeah,
to do nothing.
that's
These
right.
songs, and then when he surprised everybody, because I thought he was going to drop a three Iceman disc, not a three act separate albums. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I thought it was going to be a three disc Iceman album. You know what I'm saying? But I felt once he dropped those other two albums, they were so bad that they weighed Iceman down. Because Iceman is not a bad album, but they
yeah,
weighed it down. Those two albums really dragged that album down. And then
yeah. I
that's when
agree.
I felt like once I seen that a lot of the songs wasn't sticking and people making excuses up for him, people saying stuff like, "Oh, we're gonna lay all night. We gotta sleep all night. We gotta let the songs play over and over again until he go number one." Once I started seeing stuff like that, I said, "Nah, this Iceman is it's not it's no Iceman era."
Well, remember what we said when we did our initial review, that this album looks like it's going to be media driven. You know what I mean? And it it had the feel of, yeah, it's going to make some noise at first, just of the initial shock value of him responding to detractors. And what this album is basically a vent fest of him going back to all the people that he was mad at in the previous year, from the Kendrick Lamar battle and the Kendrick Lamar situation, from ASAP Rocky to with Ross to, of course, Kendrick, which you talked about the whole album, and even Jay-Z, for Jay-Z putting Kendrick on the Super Bowl stage. But yeah, and we got to think about it. Like this album had like a political campaign behind it with hip hop and social media, and with all of these goofy antics of ice sculpture with people putting blow torches and licking the sculpture and ice picks to the
Yeah,
sculpture and then
yeah.
him, I mean, it was just. And then in one night he had like a whole movie where he had fireworks at the end with a party with everybody, all
Mm.
of his friends,
Like it
celebrating
was
the
the
album and playing.
finale,
Yeah,
the Iceman
I mean,
finale.
I've never seen a promotion for one album like this. Like this this felt like okay, the rollout was going to be bigger than the album, and we said like this album was all right. I think we all rated it like about a 6 out of 10 or so. It was mid, you know. He had
Yeah.
some moments on there. I'm not gonna lie. There were some songs I liked on there. I liked what he did on Watch Him Cry and or Make Him Cry, Make Him Pay. I like the whole setup throughout the album, but I was just like, is this really going to last? You know, is this really going to be Drake's summer? And like you said, he put out 48 songs in 3 nights. And well, I'll get back to that because we're going to talk about what Drake's going to do going on from here. But I thought that was a mistake. I'll explain why it's a mistake. But let's get to it. Let's talk about the current Billboard right now. And let me share my screen. So if I can pull it up, hold on. Let me share the screen. All right. Okay, so here we go, man. So we're officially about 2 months off of when Iceman dropped. We were about mid-July or what have you, give or take a week. We got to give it a week or so because the real results of the previous week has to be pulled in to get a full 2 weeks in there. So we're in the Billboard Top Hot 100, and okay, this is not the one. All right, here we go. And as you see, in the top 10, there are no hip hop songs. Bruno Mars is at number 10. You got Olivia Dean. She's got makes pretty good music. And again, it's mostly pop and country. Taylor Swift, Ella Langley, country singer. It's mostly pop and country. Just like last year, pop and country dominating the charts. So the biggest song off of Iceman, Janice, STFU, is at number 11. So Drake's officially out the top 10. You know what I mean? So we got that going on. You know what I mean? Um, and then after that, okay, you got Drake out of there. Then you got Spend That by Young Miami, which is a big record. But in the end of the day, I don't think it's people are saying it's the song of the summer, but it doesn't it has that song of the summer feel, but there have been bigger songs by female artists like a Cardi B that had staying power and were bigger than this. It's a hit, but I don't know. To me, I don't really feel that record like that. But all right, whatever, it's a hit, you know. And then we get to the end of the top 25. Um, Future came out with California Girls because Future had his debut this week. And we had Drake with Shabang at number 25. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
I just want to get your take. So we really have what, 4 or 5 songs in the top 25 that are hip hop. And Drake is now out of the top 25. And we're only 2 months out. I mean, I don't even think Nokia had that response. You know what I mean? But what's your take on that? And what's your real read on that? And is that saying anything about this album?
This actually says a lot about the album.
Yeah,
because you get to see in real time, even his own fans ain't really bumping this like that, or his fan base ain't as strong as people say it is. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because if it was, these songs would have stayed around. You know what I mean? I honestly think that I'm be honest with you. I'll say that for another show, but I just think that what I just think that what Drake has done, like for the past month or two, it just wasn't impressive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because with a lot of these hip hop artists, it's the same old story, the same old song, the same old melody. People
Mhm.
got tired of that. This is you're witnessing. People are really tired of that type of music. They're really tired of it. Like
Well, it's not
again,
dominant anymore.
it's not because they're not doing nothing that is actually interesting anymore. I put it to you like this, and it's gonna sound crazy, but I feel like hip hop ain't cool no more. I think everybody else kind of moved on from it. It's just not cool no more. You know what I'm saying? For some people, they look at it like, oh, this is a bunch of rich dudes. You just bragging about what they got. That's it. Like, nobody wants to see that no more.
The
Like,
mainstream, listen, the mainstream lost its edge, and it was losing its edge before the battle. I think the battle brought back an energy
yeah,
hip hop that brought people and got people invested again. But
yeah,
once the smoke cleared and Kendrick had the Super Bowl and Kendrick had his little run post Super Bowl, I think the mainstream is struggling to find that sound that defines this era or defines now. You know what I mean? The whole trap and turn up sound that's stale. I mean, just for example, like look at Future. He's number 23 off an album that sold I think 130,000 first week or whatever. And Future usually is a top 10, top 5 selling artist. He's got bangers on it. Remember, he's the one who had Like That. And that one took number,
mm,
remember, a couple years ago.
yeah.
And he's only at number 23. Like that shows that, like, just like you said, people are bored of hip hop. And now it's back to pop, it's back to country music. Even R&B is making a comeback now. You know what I mean? But it seems like hip hop is kind of phasing out as being that um top category of music that's really dominating right now.
And I also believe too that a lot of these fans grow up. They're
Mm-hmm.
older now. They're
Mm-hmm.
not young no more. And a lot of them, they could relate to these country songs. They could relate to these other songs, or they just like some of these songs. Some of these songs I would say are viral hit songs. Like, and then you got people who are just they just stand bases now. It's not really fans no more. It's like, well, I'm gonna support Taylor Swift. I don't care what everybody else is doing. I'm gonna support this person. I don't care what they're doing. And I think Drake is kind of he is in that pocket too. He has a stand base. But for me, him dropping out of the billboard so fast like that, it just lets me know that all of the hype that he had, and I honestly blame I I don't really blame him. I honestly blame all the people like academics, Maul, Aiden Ross, all of
The
them. I
promotional
blame them
campaign. Yeah.
because they they made this seem like this album was gonna be the greatest album ever. You know what I'm saying? The way they was making it seem, they put the expectations for Iceman was so high that you couldn't believe it. It was so high. I honestly think if they would have scaled that back a little bit and Drake just dropped Iceman and he didn't do nothing with the other two albums, I think his album probably would have resonated better with people. But they put it on such a high level. Oh, this is gonna be, I'm telling you, it's gonna be better than G and X. And that's a hard thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my opinion, it's a hard thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
When you got G and X and you got, because to me, the only album I would say that you can say is better than G and X is Let God Sort Them Out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you can come close to that with Iceman. But if they would have just let it ride, at least they could have got off by saying, yeah, this it's a good album. But they was making it seem like it was gonna be the end all be all.
Smoke and
And
Mirrors, man. This is a
yeah,
Smoke and Mirrors album. I've even seen posts online saying, did this Drake album come and go? It came and went. And some people were laughing at it or what have you, because there hasn't been really been any big albums in the mainstream. I mean, Cole dropped in what, February or March, and that was a while ago, you know. He's just going on tour now. Um, yeah, it's just another album, man. It's not, it don't ring off like Drake of the 2010s. And
let
I'll
me
get
just
to that.
say,
Yeah,
yeah. No, I was gonna say, let me say this, right?
yeah,
This is why I said when people say that this album can come and go, and always gonna compare Iceman to GNX because that's what it has to happen. I'm gonna compare
yeah.
Iceman to GNX, right?
And we're getting to that. Yeah,
So check this out, right? So GNX came out almost 2 years ago, literally almost 2 years ago. Kendrick Lamar dropped the album. He didn't do no rollout. He didn't do no interviews. He just dropped the album. The album is 3 times platinum now. The album went crazy, right? Now people could say, "Oh, it's off the hype of the battle, whatever," but he dropped the album with nothing. Drake had 2 years. He took 2 years to craft the album, do all these episodes. He did everything he could,
craft three
right?
albums, three
Three
albums,
albums. 3 albums. Then he drops
48
three separate albums.
songs.
48 songs, right? He does all this. And then people saying that is the album forgotten about. I don't honestly, I have not heard nobody say is GNX forgotten about. I have not seen that anywhere. And it's been 2 years. People might say, oh, GNX is what it is, but truth be told, Drake had all that time. He came out with the album, and to me, the album didn't do nothing. But it was just mostly him venting and him giving fan service. That's it. It wasn't no
It was
nothing.
for its fan base. I
That's
mean, the
it.
thing about GNX is I still hear the songs at sporting events. They were playing the songs in the background at the World Cup. GNX still has an impact out there, but yeah, it's just another hit. It's just another album. He's just another artist right now. And it's ironic because DJ Academics is trying to bury Jay-Z as just another artist right now after Jay-Z sells out 3 concerts at the Yankee Stadium. But your boy is just another artist now. He can't crack gold in 1 week, even with 3 albums coming out. You know what I mean? And he did his numbers. I think it's platinum now or what have you, which is expected. It's Drake. But we really gotta question the staying power about this because I don't think this is gonna last the summer, man. I really don't.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't think it's going.
Yeah,
I don't. I think that. I think eventually what's going to happen is this album is going to. Because I think that they're trying their hardest to fight against this album losing relevancy.
mhm.
Everybody's trying their hardest. They're all his fans are trying their hardest, but it's not working because I honestly think that everything Kendrick said, it's like a curse that he put on Drake.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He put a curse on him, and it's like everything he does, everything he says, it and it's like he's doing everything he said he was gonna do. You chilling with sexy red, like doing all types of
You
crazy
ran to
stuff.
Atlanta and the song ran off the
Yeah,
charts.
ran to Atlanta, right? He got to
Song
say
ran
name
off
the
the
song
charts.
"Ran to Atlanta," which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? After Kendrick said you run to Atlanta, so you named the song "Ran to Atlanta." I actually got a theory about that song was actually old. That's actually not a new song because you
Yeah.
see, Future was with Pharrell and all of them.
You know
He
what
was
else
sitting
I
with them.
heard? I heard that the video that he did, he wasn't even on the same set with them.
Nah, you were.
He filmed that video separately in I guess in at Atlanta where it is, and Drake filmed with Molly Santana.
That's what I'm saying. I think that that song was already done, but they added something. They added the girl to it. But I think it's like they got hundreds of songs together. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
Drake and Future. But you just go. It goes to show you if Future is hanging with Pharrell, he's good. He's sitting with Pharrell. He's with Pharrell the whole time. He's with Pharrell, and you're dissing Pharrell on your album. but Future's with Pharrell, and y'all all in the same area together in the World Cup, and he's with Pharrell. He ain't with you.
Yeah.
So, like I said, man, his I think the allure, and I hate to say this, I I, I think the allure of that type of hip hop has died. It's just
Yeah.
not like the luxury rap and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not
Well,
people
turn up.
just not.
I mean,
Yeah,
you look at what Future did, and he did, I think, I want to say 130, either 113 or 130. But it, after the success of We Don't Trust You, and you see
yeah.
the album, it's like, really, bro? Like people really ain't digging that vibe anymore. You know what I
They
mean? They
really not,
like
and they
that
don't get
whole
it. They don't
vibe.
get it. They don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't get it because they got so much money that they feel like they could do whatever they want. They don't have to work hard no more because these guys have so much money. People don't even realize it. They don't ever have to work hard anymore.
Mhm.
This is why I always commend people like
Lazy.
Kendrick and J. Cole. Kendrick and J. Cole, the clips, all of them, they appreciate the music. You know what I'm saying? But these dudes don't. So you already know.
So back to Kendrick and back to GNX. So the narrative was last year that Kendrick killed hip hop, let the party die, all of that, and that hip hop wasn't the same. Hip hop wasn't fun anymore. You know, it was boring. Hip hop was. I think we reached a stretch last year where there was one song or zero songs in the top 40. There was one song. I think it was Luther was in the top 40 or whatever. But we're gonna actually go back to that summer, last summer, and we're gonna take a look at this. And we're really gonna check to see, if that's really true compared to now. So we're going back to last summer, around the same time, around July 19th. So what did I miss? This was like a couple weeks after Drake came out with What Did I Miss, right? And actually, you remember the hype around that song because he was going back at all of his detractors. And to your credit, you still say that this is like the best song on Iceman, you know?
Yeah, I think it's the best song.
So
Iceman.
so this dropped and went to number 2 before falling out rather abruptly, you know. And then after that, you had Luther, which was still in the top 10 after 33 weeks on the chart. Okay. 33 weeks on the chart. Drake's falling out the top 10 after a month. Kendrick was in the
Yeah,
top 10 for 33 weeks plus. And I think it went on after this because they had to pull
yeah,
it off the Billboard. Okay. And then after that, you had what else did you have here? Drake with Nokia, which Drake did his, I mean, not for nothing. As far as like kind of like a club banger or a bop, that had a little bit more longevity than most of the songs on Iceman. I would even venture to say Nokia, even though I never liked the song, may be a better club banger or song for the clubs than Janice STFU. But I mean, you have
mm,
your opinion on it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I mean, I actually like Janice STFU. I mean, it's not a bad song, but he had more longevity out of Nokia. And then you had Big X the plug um, with a song. So you had what, in the top 4 songs in the top 25, which is what you have right now. So my question is to the nation of Drake and these Drake stands, if the K dot era was so horrible and the top 25 has about what, 4 songs or so in the top 25, how is this different? I mean, all it is Drake came out with a big album with a whole bunch of promotional campaigns around that shit. Kendrick came with a Ghost drop, performed at the Super Bowl, and had one of the biggest runs and biggest tours in history at that time. You know what I mean?
mm,
So really in the end of the day, and if you ask me, I think last year hip hop wise was a little bit better because the mainstream, you had Tyler put out an album, you had the Clips that did really well, you had a couple of other projects out there was pretty well. So why is the K Dot era so bad and this era so good? That's what I want to know. What's the difference? Like
Yeah, I
outside,
think.
it's your boy Drake that's
Yeah,
making all the noise right now this summer.
I think that I think a lot of people they shot their load too quick. I think they was waiting. Yeah, like they busted
Yeah,
load too quick.
yeah,
They thought
man.
that they actually thought that Drake was gonna take over this summer. They really did. Like a lot of people were saying,
Mhm.
he had all the campaign people out there promoting for him and saying certain things. The guy said, Maul said it's a bomb on this album. There's gonna be a bomb, and you don't understand. Like it's going to do this and that, and that's what happened. And
Iceman's
now they
coming.
see in real
Iceman's
time
coming.
it's not. It didn't do. Now I'm gonna tell you one thing, right? Iceman could have been actually pretty good if he would have stuck with the episodes, and if he would have made it around centered around Iceman. If he would have did an album, a concept album about Iceman and
A
how he was
conceptual
cold
album, yeah.
hearted, he's cold hearted now, and he if he would have did that, because he kind of alluded to that, but he didn't lean into it. You know what I'm saying? He should have really leaned into it, had some skits and all that. He should have did something he never did before. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Put together the album where it was interesting to listen to. At least even when he was dissing, you will listen, you will hear it, and you'll say, okay, if it's the Iceman, you understand why he's doing what he's doing because he's mocking the Iceman. It's like I'm gonna get all y'all, but he didn't do that. And then when he dropped the other two albums, but anyway, looking at this, I just tell you, like, I really feel like he and his fans, they thought that he was gonna dominate this summer because he was supposed to be the savior. That's what they're saying because they put this what's the name out there, this narrative out there that Kendrick killed hip hop, and here comes Drake to save it, and he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
where's the proof, man? I mean, you got 5 songs in the top 25, no, 4 songs in the top 25, and we're not even in the top 10. Hip hop's not even in the top 10. And that, on top of that, that's with all of these social media challenges, like the whole Janice um, gimmick or whatever, with all the women named Janice coming up to the mall or whatever. That bullshit going on.
Mhm.
The shebang challenge with the drink in the hand, and then you got the homie, the DJ with the bald head, wiping his head and bopping up and down,
Yeah,
Iceman
yeah,
dance or whatever,
yeah,
Iceman shebang dance. Like you got all of these challenges going on, and these songs can't even stay in the top 25. But he was supposed to save hip hop. Well, where's all of this inflection to hip hop in the top 25? You know what I mean? It's just
hmm,
about the same as last year. You could even argue last year was a little bit better this year because
yeah,
a lot of the legacy acts that should be doing well aren't even doing all that well. Like Ti, he barely sold over 23,000 the first week. I'm hearing Ross's album isn't supposed to do well, and they had pretty good promotion over the
hmm,
album. So really, if the whole thing was supposed to be, oh, I'm going to bring back hip hop into the mainstream, it's really not doing a good job. Iceman, Iceman era ain't it, man.
yeah. I think a lot. Like I said, and I'm working on this episode. It's the fall of hip hop. I think that a lot of this, the bots and a lot of the fake accounts played a huge part in hip hop for the last 5 years. And I think now a lot of these accounts are not either botting or supporting, or they are running away because they're getting in trouble. So they're running away from this now because it's very hard. It's getting harder to hide this stuff from people. Like you see
The
Young
bot,
Thug and all them. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
bot
getting
and
hard. Yeah,
smear narratives with academics and paying
yeah.
clippers to do all of that shit.
It's getting
Yeah,
hard to hide that now. You know what I'm
and you
saying?
know what it is? the sad thing about it is all of that shit takes away from the music, and people get away from the music and they get more into the fuck shit around that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? The drama. Oh, does Drake really have another daughter? Does Kendrick, did he really hit his wife? All of that other bullshit, and people arguing over ancillary shit. I mean, this summer
Yeah.
now, Jay Z. You know what I mean? All of these Jay Z conspiracy theories floating around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out there, I was talking to a dude today, talking about, well, Jay Z did a lot of backdoor deals. Well, I mean, name the deals, and he
Yeah.
couldn't
They
name.
didn't
Them.
do.
He said, "Oh, you did a lot of backdoor deals." I was like, "Bro, you're on the internet too long, bro. Like, seriously."
Yeah. A lot of people, they make these claims, but I'm looking at how people go from one extreme to the next. That only lets me know that there was some type of I don't want to use the word botting, but there's the type of manipulation going on with the numbers. Because
Yeah,
there's no way in the world you can tell me that Rick Ross selling 100K, going 200,000 or whatever he sold, to now only selling 2,000. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I just
You think
I
something's
don't
funny
see
to
how
that,
that,
right?
yeah, how that makes sense. Like where did these fans go? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like this is why Punch said something that really made me understand a lot of this now. He said they don't bot. He said he know people that do it, but he said they don't. He said because when you do your shows, you can tell who's botting because there's nobody there.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said
That's a good
nobody there.
point.
He said, but that's how you know who's really doing it or not. Because there's nobody at the shows. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, just me personally, I think this is why Drake is stalling on doing tour or going on tour. I think he's really stalling
We
on
got to
doing
get to that.
stadiums because, you know, we'll get to that though. But I think that that's what it is.
We got to get to that cause, and I want to bring up the point about people selling out shows because I'm going to bring the Jay Z parallel into this after last week's epic concert. But you know what? We're not done with Drake. We're going to go back and really we're going to take a look at when Drake really was on top, and we're going to take a look at the charts from the summer of 2018. Okay, so this is this is the Scorpion album, right? Now, just to set the tone, this was after the Pusha T beef with Storia Adidon, and they went through their thing, and Drake got caught with the blackface and all of that other stuff. Now, to me, in my opinion, even though I think Pusha T won that battle, this is how you can tell Drake was really a better artist. And he focused on making music and making hits. You know what I mean? He didn't worry
Hmm.
about the fuck shit. He didn't worry about people thought about him. He kind of like half apologized about it. I know he did with the blackface and all that. And he just got back in the lab and started making hits. So look at all the songs here. So number one, In My Feelings. You remember Kiki, Do You Love Me? That joint. Cardi B and Bad Bunny, classic song. I like it like that. Maroon 5 and Cardi B. So now they're using hip hop as a feature in that. Drake, Nice for What? Another good song from Drake. Another hot song, Nice for What? LMA, that's R&B, but still, you know, it's hip hop related. God's Plan from Drake, classic Drake song. Juice World, Lucid Dreams. Ariana Grande, and also Post Malone, Ty Dolla Sign, and Sad, Extentacion, unfortunately passed so young. But you had literally 8 out of the 10 songs were hip hop songs, really 9 out of the top 10, and like 4 or 5 of them was from Drake.
Hmm.
This is when Drake really dominated. And then when you go further in the top 25, 11, Drake, Nonstop, another hot Drake song. I mean, I love the energy on that song. Beat done by Tay Keith, God rest his soul, just recently passed away. Post Malone, Better Now. Well, Post Malone was hip hop. You know what I mean? Then you had Drake, I'm Upset again. Little Baby and Drake. Yes, indeed. Probably Lil Baby's biggest hit. You know what I mean? Tiger and Offset, Taste. I never liked that song, but that was a banger. You know what I mean? Drake and Michael Jackson after that. You know what I mean? With that feature. Khalid and Normani, another hip hop song, number 25. This is when hip hop dominated. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, this is when Drake was really the last on top. I think this was the last time Drake, you can call him, he was really a leader in the new school and he wasn't going through the motions. Because
Mm-hmm.
Scorpion was a nice album. You know what I mean? It was
Mm-hmm.
probably his best album in the last 10 years. You know what I mean? Maybe Her Loss was a little bit better or as good, but it was a pretty good album. So this goes to show you and prove the point Drake ain't the same artist, y'all. Because with this album, he didn't even do all of this promotion. Matter of fact, the lead singles he put out, like I want to say like a month or 2 months before the album actually dropped in June. So this is what I mean by owning the summer. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
this is where we really ask the question: is it really Drake's summer? It compared to that, which was 8 years ago, to this, you see the stark difference. And I gotta ask you, is he the same artist?
Nah, he definitely is. He definitely is not the same artist. I'm gonna keep saying this. He After that battle, it really I mean, Drake is a major force in the music industry. We can't deny that. But he's just not the same anymore. He could put out 20 albums, and we know he's not the same because he released two albums and only one song went number one. Three albums, one song went number one. That
And
tells you
two
right
songs
there.
struggle to stay in the top 10
Yeah.
after a
So you
month.
figure he released Scorpion, which was a double disc, but this just say Scorpion was one album. Look how many songs he got in the top 10.
And
You
that's
know what I'm
after a
saying?
little bit of time. It dropped in June, and that this is
Yeah.
like towards the end of July. And you got to think some of these songs were on the chart for a while. I mean, I know in my feelings, it was in the summer. It went way past the summer. This is when Drake was the man. This is when you could
Mm-hmm.
say, and this is what I was looking for. I was like, okay, when is he going to get back to this Drake? You know what I mean? And the thing about it is, this was after another battle that he lost, but he didn't care. He was just like, I'm just going to go back and make my hits. You know, I'm going to do what I do, get in my bag and do that. He didn't have to come out and vent and cry like he did on Iceman and get people to
Yeah.
feel sorry for him. But see, you see the difference in after that, people like listened to him and heard him out for like a month or so. But as you can see now, with two songs that are really getting an emotion and they're out the top 10 now, that people in the end of the day, they were like, all right, on to the next thing. We don't have really
Mm-hmm.
a banger of the summer. I mean, really to think about it, to be to have Young Miami outperform you as a hit maker over the summer, what does that say? You know what I mean? Like Young Miami ain't even she wasn't even a good female rapper. She was a better podcaster than online media star than rapper with the City Girls.
Yeah.
If you ask me,
Yeah.
JT, I think it's a little bit better. But to have her have the biggest hit of the summer over you, like when this is your track record, this is what you do or what you were supposed to doing when you were in your prime in the 2010s, it goes to show that Iceman is a little bit of an embarrassment.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. I think that we have gotten past that. I think we gotten past Iceman. I think people want to hold on to it, but I agree. If you got Young Miami beating you for a song of the summer, and I hate that song. I think that song is terrible. I think
Yeah.
it's terrible. But if you got that song being spin that more than your records. You supposed to be the guy who came back because Kendrick did watch the party die, and it just seems like he was right. So watch the party die. Drake was supposed to come back and save the clubs. He was supposed to come back and
and bring back
save
the
the
party,
summer,
and you didn't.
bring back the party. And yeah, he literally said that. Watch the party's alive. He literally remember he said that the party's
Bring
alive.
back the party with 3 albums and 48
Yeah,
songs.
like he's out on Instagram openly saying, dressed up saying the party is alive. You know what I'm saying? After Kendrick said, "Watch the party die," he's like, "The party's alive." He comes out with this and he fails, and people want to put him in this place, but he failed.
And see, right now, again, just like kind of last year after the battle, it seems like the Drake stands are keeping him alive. They're keeping him running on fumes because they're putting out narratives out there. They're
Mm-hmm.
posting the uh the videos and the clips of people dancing in the club to shebang and doing the shebang challenge and all of that. And those are his clippers working to kind of keep the energy going, but it's fizzling out, man. It's fizzling out. I mean, it's 2 months out, and I don't see him making a strong run. Now, what I think is going to happen is he's going to go on tour. But just like you said, um, if the energy is low for this, and you see what the Jay-Z is doing on his tour now, you know what I mean? His mini tour, in stadiums. How is Drake really going to approach this tour situation? You know what I mean? Because he's eventually going to go on tour, and I'll do you one better.
Yeah, I think
Let's
I
think. Let's go a step further, right? Um, let's say him and Future really ain't on the best of terms or on a business relationship, if you will. Who's
mm-hmm.
going to come out for the features? Who's going to come out with him? Because he's not really aligning himself with anybody out there. Who, Molly Santana? You know what I mean? Like, you really
he
got to think.
he I think he definitely painted himself into a corner. This is going to be very difficult for him going forward because he made enemies out of people who they shouldn't have been enemies. He was so butthurt off of the uh the pop out concert that he just made enemies out of everybody that was there. Everybody. And now
Okay.
look, he threw a tour. Who is he really going to bring out? And I honestly think that Drake is he's missing the window of opportunity. He should have when he did that, dropped the album, he should have did a tour right after he dropped the album. He should have already had the tour dates already lined up. So
Mm-hmm.
he give nobody a chance to rest. He should have had multiple videos. Well, he did have multiple videos when he dropped, but they was all corny. You know what I'm saying? Like doing just corny shit. And that's another thing he did too. I think he should have strategically dropped Janice, then dropped Shebang. He should have did all of this and let people breathe with it, and then did the tour at the same time. Well, he just let it all out,
I'll do you
and
one
that was
better.
it.
I think not only that, but as I said when we reviewed it a couple months ago, when we reviewed Iceman, I think what he should have done is came out with Iceman. He definitely would have went gold if it was just Iceman. Okay,
Hmm.
gotten your numbers up off of that, and then around towards the end of the summer, then maybe drop Habibti, then start to buzz about the tour coming out for both albums, you know what I mean? And then drop the videos for that. And then towards the end of the year, when the tour's popping or it's just getting started, then drop Maid of Honor, which is probably throwaway shit anyway. But
Yeah,
that's how you own the year because you're going to be the hip hop conversation the entire year. You kept people and you kept feeding them music. And even when it's good or not, just the fact it's Drake, you're going to have that little burst of energy from each project to keep your name out there. You know what I mean? And
Yep, you're
I
right.
mean, they're mentioning that he's going to drop Scary Hours 4. We'll see if he does. But really, in the end of the day, like, that's how you keep your name out and your name in the hip hop conversation. Because now it's like, look, and he's outside. I mean, he's at the World Cup with Sexy Red. He's jumping in fans' cars, surprising people. He's doing a
Yeah,
whole lot of promotion, and this is where we're at.
yeah. He's definitely, to me. He's definitely planting his flag. I just think that, I'll be honest with you. I really feel like he's the only one holding on to this beef. Everybody else moved on from him. He's the only one. If Drake was to, if I think if Drake was to say forget the beef, I think things would change. But he's the only one holding on to it.
Well, I want to bring up the point. Remember, I showed you 2018. He kind of moved on from that beef rather quick. Now he took sub shots at Pusha all after that. I get it, and then try to bring Pharrell into it or whatever. But he moved on from that beef. He didn't hold on to it, and he just made music. And that's kind of what Drake should have done with this project. You just vented out everything in one album, and you made a little bit of noise, but it's like people want substance. They want hits. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
you got a little bit of buzz with these hits, but it's like, bro, it's it's just okay. You know what I mean? It's a mid album. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, what are you
yeah.
gonna do?
I
All
don't,
right,
like I
so
said.
yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. No, I'll say like I said, like to me this album. I don't know, man. I just feel like if it every time I go back and try to listen to it, I end up turning it off.
Hmm.
It's just not it just doesn't do anything for me no more, man. It just really
Yeah, well,
doesn't.
I really haven't touched it. Um, I did like Shebang. I did like Janice for a minute. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, and I like a couple of songs on there. But the thing is, like, it doesn't have the staying power. I've moved on. I've moved on to Ti. I've moved on to. I mean, we're talking about underground. I'm on the Rome Streets album now. Like, there are other projects. Larry June dropped. I didn't even get to that. Like, I've definitely moved on. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
we gonna see. But I want to shift gears now, and I want to go to the Yankee Stadium shows with Jay Z. And first, I want to get your thoughts about those shows. The 3 nights in the Yankee Stadium, the freestyle, the features. I don't think we I mean, we talked about it, but like, what's your overall thoughts? A week later after that.
I think it was a spectacle. I think that this is what hip hop is to me. This is what I remember it being like. There's really nothing you can say for a man who claim that he's not relevant to sell out 3 stadiums in a row and bring out multiple guests, like, and he let people do things like Nas did Whose World Is This over dead presidents and stuff, like, which was crazy to me. I think that
Yeah.
that was super dope. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually working on an episode about Nas and Jay-Z, and how I think that they have changed the face of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Those two guys with the I think that I'll tell you about it later. But I think that this was definitely something that it's gonna go in the history books as an artist who Jay-Z has been in the game since the 80s, all the way up until until now. And look where he's at. His career to me is damn near perfect as a rapper. All of those years, he went through all of these different stages of his career and he somehow ended up being a billionaire, still relevant in hip hop, still selling out stadiums, got classic albums, classic songs, and look where he's at today. Can't
I
really
put
say
it
too
to you
much
like
about that,
this,
man.
man. Like I was impressed by that show. I watched some of the old some of the clips of the show. Um, man, I was impressed by that, and people are still talking about it. You know what I mean? Memph Bleak is debuting a single off of this thing. Like the energy is back.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as um, it did bring a burst of energy back into traditional hip hop culture. You know, Joe Budden's even said it on his podcast, and he said, "Look, man, everybody in that stadium, that's culture right there. The people that go to the Drake concerts, they're just ordinary people, but that was culture you
mm,
with those 3 nights, and I thought that was really impressive. And when you look at it from the Roots picnic to the Roots picnic freestyle, getting the buzz it did, to the Reasonable Doubt night, Nas coming out, the Target freestyle, you know what I mean? Blueprint with M,
yeah,
and the last night, which was a star-studded. I mean, I don't know how many. I mean, goddamn, how many legends? Everybody on that stage was a certified legend on there. That third night,
yeah.
even with the allure of that concert starting 5 hours late, is this really Jay Summer? And we're not really talking about it because uh, everybody's eyes was supposed to be on Drake. This was going to be his
Mm,
comeback summer. But it seems like looking at Billboard, looking at what people are saying, the album Iceman was kind of mid, all of this. If you're not a Drake stan, you're really kind of moved on from Drake. So is this
yeah.
really Jay's summer? And we're just getting started for Jay-Z.
Um, I would say this. I think his name is being talked about, but I look at it a little bit different. I think this is me personally. I ain't hear this nowhere, nothing like that. I think this is the end of the movie for Jay. I think this is the finale.
I
You know what I'm
think
saying?
so too. Yeah, I
I
agree.
think this is his way of saying goodbye to hip hop. And honestly, I never seen any rapper do this before. I think that if there was a story of hip hop, Jay Z would be the story, in my opinion,
Yes,
because he goes
I
from the
agree.
beginning to the end. I think this is the end of it. You know what I'm saying? And him bringing out everybody, celebrating everybody, all of these different things. Now, if you want to say this is his summer, I can agree with that. But I honestly think it's much bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Because look at all these artists he brought out. Haven't been, these guys have never been in a stadium. They never performed in a stadium before. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so like, and then I think he's gonna go to the West Coast. He's gonna do the same thing over there, and he's gonna celebrate over there, and then he's gonna do it in another country. He's gonna celebrate over there. I
London and
think this is
Paris.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think this is it. And the last thing, I think that he's gonna bring Kanye out eventually. I think he is.
I could
I
see that
mean,
happening. I could see them piecing that up. I'm thinking now, and don't put it past me. I wouldn't be surprised if Lil Wayne comes out now
yeah,
because it
yeah,
looks like
yeah,
Lil Wayne wants to get back into good graces. With some of
yeah.
the comments that he made about cryptic messages about he wishes he was at the concert or what have you, and now saying Jay Z is his greatest rapper of all time and all that. I
Well, you
think,
remember what Jay Z said, right?
yeah,
He said that we can accomplish more by competing with each other instead of beefing with each other. Remember he said that when he's sitting
that's
down with
right.
that dude. So even if you are competing with me, I can still what's the name? Because look at him and Nas. They still competing in a way. You know what I'm saying? But they friends, but they're still competing. And I think he was alluding that to Nas saying like, look, me and Nas had a nasty beef. We had real beef. It wasn't no I was messing with his baby mom, all that stuff. We had real beef. It wasn't just some regular stuff. And we got past it. And look where we at today. So I get what he's saying. So I agree. I think Little Wayne. I mean, now I don't know about Nicki. I don't think they got any songs together anyway. So
Nikki's
he
done.
ain't got no.
Nikki's done.
Yeah.
I don't think uh, she's too focused on the political side of things now. But
And
I,
I don't know about Drake either. I don't know about him. I don't know about
oh
Drake.
well, Drake and Jay, they not piecing. I don't think that's going to happen as far as them piecing it up. I think, listen, and see, this is a side of all the online media slander and the open media slander campaign that DJ Academics all but admitted to now. You know what I mean? From the Charlemagne interview to him telling Grand Wizard to turn up the heat and watch the Rock Nation crumble and all of that stuff. Yeah, so you got all of that going on, but back to the concerts, you got real life and seeing those stadiums sell out 3 nights in a row, and then all the bullshit on the internet, which just proves
Hmm.
the internet's a fantasy land. It's a fantasy land, Black Twitter, all of these, web boards. Yeah, I do believe you that I believe a lot of these slander posts are bot accounts to get engagement for certain things and kind of bring more light to other certain artists that may be pushing those bots. Um, yeah, but in the end of the day, it's about culture. It's about really the music. And that's what I love about Jay is he's making it about the music. It's not about no, you know, bullshit behind everything and business deals and all that. That's another thing too. Since when do like hip hop fans care about business deals from these rappers? Aren't you supposed to backdoor business deals? Like
Yeah.
I was going with a dude today. We were talking about Jay-Z today or whatever. It was off of like a interview or something. People were talking about Jay-Z. And he said, "Oh, Jay did a lot of backdoor deals. And he's got a lot of skeletons in his closet from backdoor deals." I was like, "What the fuck do you care? Are you making any money off of those deals? Like, don't you want to hear good music? Like,
Yeah, the thing about the internet is everybody's a jack of all trades, but the master of none. Like like that's the internet for you. Like it's crazy how everybody on the internet knows everything now. They know nothing, but they know everything, and they it's all how would I say this? It's all like just basically hearsay, but they try to make it into facts because they think you don't know. So since they looking at you like, well, I bet you he don't know, so I'm just gonna say this, and he'll go along with it because his friends and all their friends they all go along with what they're saying. So when they say JB doing backdoor deals, be like, yeah, I know he do, I know, and all his friends like, yup, he do. And then when he come to you and say that, you like, what are you talking about? Tell me what backdoor deals, and he'd be like, what you mean? Because he never
yeah,
get questioned. They never get questioned because all of their friends they believe whatever they see with somebody else saying. If it sounds good, they put some music behind it. Like, yo, check this out. Jay Z actually did this and this and this. They be like, damn, that's true, because they convinced them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's what happened with a lot of people. They don't do no research on nothing. Like I'm on this thing all day. People don't do no research on nothing. They automatically believe everything they see online. If it's something that they agree with and it's put in front of them, they'll believe it. Jay Z, oh Jay Z is a part of the Illuminati. Well, how do you what evidence do you have of that? Oh, because man, you see the videos he was doing. Well, videos. Yeah, that's what they do, man. So it's everything Jay Z does at this point in his career. I question like this man has been always successful from when he started till today. Like, what can you really say? He's already a made man. Eminem, uh, uh, what's that? Nas and your boy Jay Z, they're already made, bro. You can't say anything
They're
about them
untouchable, man.
dudes. It's over, bro. Like they're gonna be cemented forever, bro. It's nothing you can say.
It's the same story that you said. Like an entertaining lie is a lot sounds a lot better than the truth, and people
Yeah,
go with it. And the thing about it is people will defend the lie even though they've been proven that that's wrong, right?
yeah,
They will still roll with it. That's the
yeah.
crazy thing and it just proves like it's
Because they
internet
want to be, they
marketing.
want to be right so bad.
Yeah,
They, a lot of these people, I believe, they suffer some type of mild mental illness. Because you could show them the truth and they still won't believe it. They'll be like, nah, I don't believe that.
denial is a powerful drug, man.
I'm telling you, bro. It's
Powerful drug,
crazy.
man.
It's crazy.
Powerful drug.
I don't know.
Anyway, bro, thanks for joining me tonight. We're gonna
Yeah,
be back with some more content coming up. We got some reviews to get to, and
yeah,
we'll get to that this weekend. So with that, thanks for joining us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews, also Torture Talk and Torture Chamber. Make sure you go ahead and like, share, subscribe over there, and we'll see y'all later. All right, peace.
yeah.